Hi, everybody. Um, Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. Just taking a little break, maybe a little distraction, but nonetheless, I want to really discuss how to design a stained glass pattern using a Mac computer and Pages app, possibly another app I have, but pretty much following the simple step by step on how it's done. Well, how I do it, I mean, there's other ways, but this way I found to be really helpful, easy to do. If you have a Mac computer, have Pages. It's a free app. It's very versatile. Does a lot. What I did here is I have a picture of a window. A Facebook friend sent me some work they did, and I said, and she's interested in doing patterns herself. So I said, well, just start doodling or bring in a design concept or what have you. But she's looking to do larger patterns, with scanners and uh, large print formats. So I said, right now I'm just limited to smaller patterns that have to be printed through a third party like Staples and what have you. I do make larger patterns, but for most purposes, most folks want to start off simple, get their feet wet, pretty much, how to design a stained glass pattern and digitize it. So I'm going to go through the steps to do that. There'll be some pausing along the way so I can kind of catch my breath and regather my thoughts. But basically, we're going to start with the Joyce sent me this picture of something she did for a church a while ago. I said, well, make a Easter pattern. Use the lily and then the open detail design above and work it into a pattern somehow. And I told her I'd do something for her. So that's what I'm doing right now. So we're going to take this uh, lily and that little almost looks like a fleur de lis, but it's very common in stained glass Victorian style windows. It's just an open budding detail with some scroll work. So we're going to use that concept with the lily and that detail. And I'm going to pause for a minute and gather my thoughts again. Okay, we're back. What I did is I opened up the window to the right. You can't see it, but from me, I can see the design on my right, and I have an open page, a blank page, and I know a lot of a lot of folks are intimidated by how to draw. It's really not that difficult if you just follow simple rules. Just start doodling, pretty much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that flower and just come down. Just get very elongated. And we have center. This comes out, and you have to always think about how things appear in segments. So if you're trying to draw, say, a petal, try to get the whole petal concept looking at just the petal. Right? And then here, I want to just bring this down. Now this is just a rough sketching, and nothing is solid, carved in stone. Right? I'm going to go, if you're looking at this, it has a kind of a rounded top. Now, in nature, there is a lot of symmetry, but there's also a lot of things that are not symmetrical. So what I'm doing is, as I draw each line and I feel confident with its placement, I darken it a little bit more. So I have the left side done. I'm going to come out here. That doesn't have to line up perfectly at the bottom. So you can come up to the top a little bit. And then a lot of these flowers have like a bulging at the bottom. So you want to emphasize that a little bit. You can. Come up. Looking at the design aspects, where things lay out, you want to kind of follow that. So here, and you don't want to make it perfect because things are not that perfect in nature. And again, ignore this. When you're drawing this, basically do the design as its own entity. Put it that way. And just kind of, I know I'm copying, but it's something she did. Um, just gonna see, you have a big one here, so what we want to do is make a little one. Okay. That's the whole thing about nature having consistency and also random. So this one here, I'm going to point it out here. This one's going to have, I mean, I just threw that in as a kind of like it's chopped up a little bit. And again, all this is not carved in stone. You just kind of get the feel of what you want to do. A little stem. I'm going to move along a little faster because, for time constraints. You can get a leaf, kind of a leaf up here. What I want to do is, using this as a break point, I can carry that leaf and kind of make it work. Go out a little bit. Lilies they have a little bit of a flip to the tip at the end here. Now again, as far as consistency, we have a point here. So you don't want to come right off that because it just wouldn't look good. So you want to come off somewhere around here and bring in another petal, a leaf, and again it's going to be behind it to give it a little bit of definition. And then, there's no rhyme or reason. You can make it heavier. Thing is, you want to show randomness without going crazy. Alright, so we have a little heavy weight here. I always try to tell people this is pointing at 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock. You want something right around there. So with that in mind, we'll go ahead. We can work off this now. And then that'll be the one that's behind it. Alright, so we have a lily. Again, like I said earlier, this is not carved in stone because all of this can be moved around in a pattern and design. Okay? So what my next step is to take this sketch, it's a quick sketch of a lily, and import it into the Pages app. I'm just gonna, let's bring it right into Pages. Alright, we got Pages. I'm gonna open it up. And what you want to do is, I have this image just for reference purposes. And you could shrink it off to the side, give yourself a little bit more room. But in Pages, all you simply do is you hit Option click, or in my case it's left mouse click. If you use your left mouse button primary, it would be right mouse click. You go down to Scan Documents. You don't hit the left mouse again, the Option click. You hit the Scan Document, and what it'll do is it'll bring up this dialog to scan a document with your phone, Gary's phone. So I have the phone is being used as a camera, but what I can do, I'll go ahead and well, let's pause it. I'm going to pause. It's going to cancel that. I'm just going to pause till I get that scanned. Okay, we're back. I had to disconnect the phone from the video to take a picture. I should get another camera, another phone, what have you. But I'm back into my Pages app. I have the images scanned. I'm going to try to do my best to keep it in view because the video is limited in size. I mean, there may be a way of me shrinking this up, possibly. Let me, it should work. It should be fine. Alright, so you can zoom it down a little bit and do that. Alright. We got our image. That's good. Alright, so here we just leave all this as kind of like a catch area of things you're doing. So what I want to do is highlight that by clicking on it. One click with your primary button, which is in my case the right mouse click. Go left mouse click, copy, or you can do Command C, which also copies. And we're going to go here, click it once. I want to go to New Page, left mouse click, paste it. So we have our image now. Our scanning is now scanned into Pages. Now, everything kind of looks rough here, but don't worry about that. I will show you how to fix it. So what you want to do is now go into the, I guess you could see what I'm doing, right? Yeah, okay. I had to move out of the way a little bit first. You want to go, select that, and then go to Image, edit the mask. The mask is basically closing down on what you want to keep. So in our case it would be that. Say done, hit done, and then from here you can make it whatever size you want. Something that's a handy size so you can work with. All right, and then you got to remember this is part of a larger image that you created a mask from. So what you want to do is, instead of working with that masked imported image, what I do is I select an area of it by hitting the Shift, Control, and 4 keys. That does it. Opens up a area that you can copy the whatever you want. You don't have to worry about getting it perfect, but what I'm doing is I'm copying a visual image of the scanning, which is better for digitizing. I hope that made sense. But that's a little step that folks get confused with. The scanned image, I believe, is a TIFF format. It's not as clean, well, actually too clean. You want something in a JPEG, a workable format that works with Pages. By copying it with the Shift, Command, 4 key, gets you that. Okay, so I'm going to copy that, and you can actually take that and delete it now. You select it, hit the delete button, come back, you paste what you just copied. Now this is when the rubber hits the road. All right, so here you have your pasted image. Uh, it's showing it as a PNG. That's fine. PNG, JPEG, they're all pretty compatible. So what you want to do is, in Pages, go to Remove Background. This is going to create an alpha effect on this image, and what that's doing is it's cleaning up all the roughness that surrounds all your little squiggly lines. All right, so you do that. What you want to do is you want to just select, like in this case, 2%, just to clean up the outer area. Go inside the middle here. You can go 8%. And what I like to do is, so you can see what you're doing here, go to the exposure button and bring that down. That's going to do, it's going to show you what you did and what you didn't do. Alright? So you can see I did this, that's cleared up. Let's just go to a leaf. Let's go to here. See, the further I select, the more it removes. And you got a little roughness, that's fine. I'm going to move along a little quicker. I just Command Z, which undid my last motion. I don't want that much. It's taking the background. There we go. 2. 5. So moving out. I'm going along a little faster here, for video purposes. So what we're doing is we're kind of just cleaning up your hand sketch. Alright? And I'll leave you with something like that. Don't worry about this little area here. Yeah, you can do that. Alright, so hit done. Now here, it's still the original scanning, but this is now digitized with a lot of shadowing going on. There's a really good way of fixing this, and that involves following up with a gel pen. It gives you a really clean line. It's what I do. You can also just go back over with a pencil and rescan it, but you can also trace over all these lines with a paint tool, or say a iPad, a stylus. But to retain the true hand-drawn appeal of a pattern, you want to keep it. You want to keep as much hand-drawn as possible, and I'll explain that in a minute. So here's a good time to just step back. Look at what you have, and you say, all right, I like that. Let's do it. Okay. So what we're going to do now, we can go ahead and increase that exposure a little bit, just to lighten everything up a little bit. Alright, so everything's light, but this is all cleared up, all the background lines and what have you. And the formatting is a lot lighter than a gel pen would be. So we could check the size on this. 4 by 5. That's really not important. What's most important is how this, your original sketch here, is laid out on paper. If that's a comfortable size for you to trace over, to clean up really well with a gel pen. There are other ways to do it instead of, going and printing and using a gel pen. And maybe I'll just discuss that. I'll just get it into a new window. If you want another option, you take this same thing and you go into Style and you give it a border. Right? It's at 5. We're going to go down to 2. As you can see, a lot of choppiness here. That's because the bordering is going after all the lines you left. That's why I would strongly recommend, using a gel pen. You can also, change the exposure of this, brighten it up and print that. But let me go back to where we're going to work with hand drawings. But you can do that, and you can go uh, move this into a paint program, trace these lines like in a red color, and remove the red and that. But then it becomes very computer generated looking. Okay, I hope that made sense. So let's go back here, and what I'm going to do is go to my print. Go file, print. All right, I'm going to print. Okay, I guess, yeah, you could see that. That's good. All right, we're going to get rid of 1. So we're going to print 2 of 3, and we're going to get rid of 3 of 3. So we're going to just print this second one here. All right, and I have it set to 90-pound paper. I can go to default, which is fine. You just want to print it. So let's print it up. I'll show you the next step. This is the real crucial part of doing the pattern. Okay. I'm going to bring you back into my camera. There we go. We took this is the print, and this is the original. So what we did, I mean, you can go over the original with the gel pen too, to get to this point. I mean, I like to save original drafts just because, it's the original draft that you want to, it's not sentimental, it's just, you ever want to work on something else, you have the original. So what we want to do is take our handy gel pen, you can see that. This is a Pilot G207. What's nice about this, the ink, it responds really well with the pages at. It's I guess the darkness of it or the consistency, but it really shows up well and allows you to do that background removal technique I showed just before. So, I guess I'll go through this as you're watching. But here, when you're doing patterns, try to bring 3-dimension into it. Okay, don't start drawing here. You want to grab the closest item, and in that case, it would be these 2 petals here and or this. But here we could say the center is. So you want to just go in a relaxed state. You don't want to be fighting with lines, and just simply let the gel pen flow. All right, so we want to get right here. Now we're going to keep in mind the stained glass construction aspect and how that's important with a design. Okay, so you got to think like you're cutting glass, all right, or making a pattern. I use a clipboard. I could easily maneuver. You can see my pennies. All right, let me just pull that out of there. I collect penny. Not collect penny. I search bank coins for mistakes, and it's a lot of fun. But that's what that was. That's my bucket of pennies. All right, so move this keyboard back a little bit so I don't hit it. Angle myself. I like to have an easel type area on a slight angle. It's comfortable. Just you don't want to be fighting it straight down and like this. You want a nice angle on a movable tablet. I mean, that's my preference. So we're going to start up here, if you could see this, but I'm just going to go ahead and start. Do that first line. And if you go a little bit off, it's okay, because like everything else, nothing is permanent. In the other app that I use, um, Pixelmator, I could remove all those little boo-boos. Alright? So here we have that. What I'm thinking is I wanted this to be more of a in front. So I'm going to come in here. Now keep in mind the thing about cutting glass. You want to make it so it's glass cuttable. And I know it can be difficult for many just to draw a straight line on it. But if you have your your base drawing already set for you, you really just have to trace it, and the confidence gets built as you go. So here I have a nice look here. Here I'm going to go ahead and remember my sizing and all. And again, that's not that important, because in the other apps I use, all of that can be moved, rearranged. You say, well, that don't look right. I could do all that. This is to get this design digitized. All right, so here we're gonna come to the point here. That. This one, go up in here. Now, another nice thing about a gel pen, you can push or pull. But you want to make sure that all your connections are connected when you do your PNG. So all these points, you want to make sure that they're touching each other. I don't have my glasses on, or actually I should turn my light on. Give me a little bit more. Oh, there we go. So here, and I'm going slow because it's a video, but these type of things I kind of like to move along. Now, being I'm right-handed, I could draw this and draw that down, but it's just as easier to do it this way. So I said, use a movable tablet. Reason is because all these curves are going in this direction, so I want to make that easy. All right, so I'm going to come in here. This one comes in like that. This one, it came in a little bit lower, which is really nice. So I want to start it out. And again, we're keeping in mind that it is stained glass. You don't make too sharp of a point, or there are limits, limitations. Here at the husk of the flower, you see I have a deep curve here. You really don't want that. I mean, you could fix it later, or do it now. You got it open, do it now. You can go like that. It's coming together. That's the simple part of the flower. Come down here. Now, avoid whenever you do stems, I know that a lot of them are really straight. I find that to be lackluster, not looking good. So you just give it a little randomness. And again, you don't want it to look like it's bowing out. So you want to kind of follow what you did on the first one without mirroring it, if that makes any sense. So just simple stem. Here, I'm going to go a little faster because that, and flip it around, kind of here. Nice. See, you could see how this gel pen is really moving along well. It's better than a marker. Markers tend to be a little too thick and aggressive. Here you want to keep in mind you have an open area here. So you don't want to make it look like it's missing. I mean, you can also correct it. I'm just going to go ahead and see, I brought the curve down so it looks like it's coming up here. And then we're going to utilize that point for this one, which is fine. And here, you don't want to smudge it. This stuff dries pretty quick. But if you want to come across this way, you're just making a leaf, so it's not like you have to get the whole design aspect coordinated. I'm going to come in here, and yeah, this leaf had a little movement to it. That's fine. Leaves are a little different. That's fine. I mean, there's a lot of consistency, but there's also randomness, especially with the thickness here of this one. Looking at it quick, I find that's a little too heavy, so I'm just going to go a little inside the line. And that's okay, because the software will pick up on that. It'll change it for you. And again, I didn't go right to the point here. I broke it up a little hard, just to give it a little more interest. So basically, that's now ready to be scanned and digitized. I'm going to show you how that's done, and I'm going to pause. I think I'm going to lose my camera again. I like the pause button. Pausing. Actually, we unpaused. It was just about 10 seconds. But I wanted to bring you back into the Pages app. You can see, we had this. We're going to delete that. We don't need it. We're going to go a new page. You want to save it just in case you have to go back. My phone's being used, so I have to go back and pause it again. Oh, wait, it's letting me do it. Let's see if it does it. If it does it, it does it. So I'm going to scan the document. That's the same thing again. You go Option mouse click or left mouse click, scan the document, and when your phone is plugged into your computer, it automatically recognizes it. If you Bluetooth it, it'll do that too. It even works on a home network. But you want to, if your computer's not recognizing your phone, best thing to do is just plug it in. I have my phone plugged in. The power cord connected to the USB port on the computer itself. So let's go ahead and we'll try to scan this and see if we keep it. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to scan it. I think I got it. And you have to hit the save button on the phone. Okay, there we go. Still there? Alright, we're still there. And so it was that simple getting that scanned into the app. Alright, so from here, you could blow it up, take a look at it and say, alright, we're doing good. So you want to do the same thing, you can do the edit mask, or you can just save a step and just go right into Shift Control 4, which will give you that select dialog. I'm going to select this, hit that, delete it, and then paste it. So here we have our gel pen from our original imported into the computer. Right? You can see that. Now, if all goes well, we're going to be able to remove all distractions and distortions. All right, so let's go to remove background. You can go a little heavier now because you got a gel pen there. We're going to lower exposure. I'm up to 12%. See, it took too much off. Keep it around 10. All right, 10. That one's 11. What I want to do is just see what it looks like with the border. And a lot of times you want to keep it low at first, just so you don't get too heavy. So you can see, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You see these little bumps that you really don't want. That you can get rid of now just by doing this background again. It'll get rid of most of it. There you go. Or you could do the Shift Command 4, copy and paste, and get it cleaned up in the next step. So we're going to go ahead and see now. You see a little space right here it created? We don't want that. We're going to undo that. Keep this one lighter. See? Undo that. That's better. You don't want any spaces. Come on. See, I got a little light right there with the pen. All right, that's fine. So you want everything to connect. All right, and if it doesn't, you have to go back and make sure you fill the void. You can do that with a paint program. See how that didn't connect? For some reason I'm getting I got a weak. There we go. Boy, gel pen's weak today. That's fine. I could fix that. See, you gotta look at every time you remove the background. Just go back and look at it. See, gotta command. Remember the Command Z will undo it. It's doing it again. Wait, no? That's really odd. It should not be doing that. There we go. Scroll down. It's still a little messy, but what we can do is see, I got a space here. I gotta go back. There we go. Why is it? It's taking it when I go there. Something's not working. Huh. All right. We're gonna hit done, and I'm gonna copy this again because it doesn't like that. I deleted that. Sometimes it's just a matter of recopying it and pasting it again just to get that to clean up. Let's try it again. Remove the background. There we go. See how it's moving more pixels? There we go. It may be because I have a lot of stuff open. Make sure you got a border too. There we go. Clean up a little bit more. A little bit more. This is when you come back, you copy and paste, you just keep cleaning up. See, every time I hit an area, it cleans up a little bit more. Okay, cleaned it up. Got a little area up here that should go away. Let's just say, open up a little bit more. It did. That's all right. That's all right. Okay, 4. I'm gonna see. You're gonna just keep copying and pasting. I missed the area right here, but delete that. Background. And we want to give it a little heavier border so that it would connect that. Let's go. Oops. See, I connected it. Do it again. Copied it. Typically, I don't have a struggle like this, but for some reason, image. There we go. All right. Two. We're gonna put it up to 2 now. There you go. See how that just took that point away? You want to go ahead and go into image again and check the exposure so we don't miss anything. That. Gonna undo that one. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, a little heaviness still on that line. Like I said, I can fix that in my other program. It's not terrible. So okay, so we're all set with that. You can hit done. Basically, you have your pattern. And it almost looks like stained glass. So what I like to do, and I may have to open up a new window to show you Pixelmator. What you want to do is you take this. You don't want to select that because it's going to limit you to the size of the pattern, and you can't really work on it in a Pixelmator app. That's basically a painting program I use. You could use a regular Paint S. It's a standard program that comes with Mac. It's free. The Pixelmator has a lot more options and features, and I'll show you quick. What I want to do is do the select. Now you can get the whole page, but you don't need it. Kind of grab workable size, right? Copy that, and now we're gonna go. I'm gonna launch Pixelmator so I can pull it into this video. I'm gonna create a new document from the clipboard. And let me just see if I can properties. I'm going to go change that. There we go. Okay. All right. And we were in Mac Pages. All right. And we're going to go ahead and open up Pixelmator. Hide Mac Pages. And see if we can open this up a little bit. Please bear with me. I think I'm doing it. There we go. There we go. I think I got it. No, actually I went too far. Yeah, if I just pull down, there we go. Okay, I think we could all see that. I believe so. This app is Pixelmator. I've mentioned it before. What it does, I'm going to go back into Pixelmator and you'll be able to see that. Oh, I see what it's doing. It's moving around with that. All right. Yeah, wise guy. Okay. Well, let me just see, make sure I can see it. Okay. When I'm in Pixelmator, I like to blow things up a little bit. It's just to get a good feel for what's going on with the pattern. And like I mentioned earlier, you have little heavy lines and this and that. It doesn't look great, on a final pattern. Uh, what you can do is, like this area here, I hope you can see the mouse. I think you can. This area, I like to take my warp tool. It's this here, and we're gonna put the pinch in, so you can pinch it. Right? It's a little heavy. Pinch it. Little heavy areas. Or you could also take the warp tool and do a warp, which is going to move things. I just move that. I can go into grab the white pixels here and kind of bring them up. Grab that leaf, or you can grab the whole line and move the line. So I said, if you kind of messed up on something, don't worry about it. With the gel pen, because you can come in here and take care of that. So I brought that down. You could zoom down a little bit so you get a better look. Here we have a little heaviness there. Here, what I want to do is go ahead and go to the bump tool. It's going to bump it out. And we're going to go back to pinch this a little bit. Pinch that. Kind of look around. You got a little heavy here. Now, if you pinch to the right of a line, it's going to pull the whole line in that direction. I found that out. It's pretty neat. You can also just delete the line altogether, erase it. I like to just use the tools that are on hand. It's like a process of elimination. Just keep fixing stuff until you're comfortable with it. You do that. Even if you had a point that's too high, you can bump it down. And this is all done digitally. So, you could say it's hand drawn, but digitally manipulated. Nothing wrong with that. And again, this wasn't my original sketch. It came from a concept window. But most of the work was on my side, getting this to this point. Right? Kind of look at your pattern. I say, you know what? I like this, but this pedal, it's gonna be a little issue. So you know what? Let's distort it. Make a few little changes. I say this pedal, it's kind of big, and this one's a little small. So you can go ahead and do things like that. There's a lot you can do with Pixelmator. See that little bad spot I had there? You can actually bring in a pen. I use a permanent marker or gel pen. This one's set at 4 pixels, which is fine. Let me blow it up, give you a better idea what's going on. You see it's kind of thin here. You want to just scooch it up a bit. And if it goes over, that's alright. But you can take your warp tool and push it right back. See, like that. Also bump it out. By changing the size of the brush, it'll bump out a larger section. Right, just you could also change the strength of it. There's so much I have not used. All right. So you're all set with that. Now, you look at your pattern and say, all right, it's working. So what we want to do, you could select all, copy it, or put it in a clipboard, which is going to have a lot more power, versatility. We're going to select Command Shift for that, and go a little oversized. Grab it. Now Pixelmator was simply just to fix things. Right, so here, this is basically, we're not using it no more, so you can delete it. And we're going to grab our tweaked pattern from Pixelmator and pull it in. Now this is where you have an option to make this a JPEG, export it as a PDF, or what have you. I like to even go back into the background removal, and even though Pixelmator did a terrific job, I still like to give it one more shot, because what that's going to do, when this is all said and done, it's going to create now a PNG of this image. So these are all, like for Cricut users, when I'm removing, you see that, oh wait, you're not in this app no more. I'm sorry. Let me get back into, well, there you go. Are we back? No? I have to go back into Pages. My bad. Alright, so we're back in Pages. Even though Pixelmator did a great job smoothing out, moving things, I still like to remove the background for PNG. Because folks do ask about it. All my patterns are basically PNG, but I don't save them in that file format. I mean, people ask about it, but there's a part of me that says, hey, you know what, you're making it too easy. Just kidding. But it's just another, I mean, you got to start calling it PNG and this. So basically, this pattern is Cricut ready. Some folks may say, these lines are a little thick. You know what? You can go. It's a hand drawing. There's not gonna, the consistency of the line is not gonna be there because it's a hand drawing. When you cut this, when your patterns are made from Pixelmate, from Cricut, it's going to have that irregularity to it. That just adds to the appeal of a handmade look. I was kind of stressing a lot about doing things in a handmade sense. Stained glass is handmade. The drawings are hand drawn. You could, I guess, digitize this and ask a program or use Procreate and trace over, have exact 1 or 2 pixel thick lines to it. You could do that. That's fine. But honestly, if I had the artist's original draft, go back here, and worked off that, and traced my own patterns, I'd be a lot more content with that. Or in this case, this pattern, which it's stained glass ready. I mean, there's a lot of folks that say, I want to see it done in stained glass before I make. Well, you could you could kind of trust me. I've done this a few times. This will work for stained glass. And on that note, the Pixelmator Pro app that I do have, which I'm gonna just jump back to it quick if I can. Let's see. I don't know why it's not letting me do that. All right, let's go back. Pixelmator. There you go. Okay. We're back in Pixelmator. What Pixelmator does, it gives you the option to, and I hope you can see that. Let's see. Yeah, you can see that. Okay. It gives you the option to use glass fills. It's really neat. You use this selector. It's a quick selector. And what it does, when you move your mouse over an area, you could select it. But the quirky thing about Pixelmator, being these are layers, what you have to do is left mouse click and deselect it first, because it's still selecting the whole layer. It's a little quirky thing, but it makes sense if you're thinking about it. If that's that layer. We don't want to work. I never was big with layers. I know how they work, but I'd rather go step by step, and layers that are you're in the now. So you could always just copy and paste. What I did is I selected the petals of this flower, and I go into the star here on the right. You're going to add effect. You got fill. You go to image fill. You can do color. I have image fill. You go here, choose your image. Yeah, purple looks nice. I'm going to choose my image. I'm going to go to glass swatches, which I saved a lot of images of swatches. For the lily, even though it's clear, you can turn it. Yeah, it kind of looks good there. Scale it up, scale it down. You can actually change the opacity of it. It kind of looks nice. What you could also do is just select one piece at a time, like you would cut glass, so you don't get this consistent run across. You could also, as this is selected, you can add effect. I mean, it's already there, that color. You can add an effect. Say, I like that color, but let me throw a little texture in it. Alright, and what you want to do is, then, you could bring down how heavy of a texture you want, or, of that glass. If you want to just say, I don't like that, let's delete that one. Go add an effect. I haven't done this in a while. Image fill, let's choose white wispy. There you go. And then here, the one below, you can, bring it down a little bit. Being they're very close, you're not going to really see much of a change. There you go, like that. Go back to the select tool on the right. You got to deselect because it still wants to select what you did. And if you left it, it's going to make it all the same. It's going to, if you change colors. Choose. Let's put a little bit of pink wispy in there. Gotta rotate it. See if I have a better run of the glass. You actually, when you do this, you're actually selecting areas of the sheet of glass that is scanned in as an image. Or, if you grab an image, from like Kokomo, they don't mind you doing it. You're using that glass. You can say, yeah, that's Kokomo pink. You're endorsing their product. You're not selling that image or what have you. You're using an image of their color of their glass, which it's fine. Let's go back to Add Effect. Let's go back to this, deselect. I'm going to go Leaves. Select them all. Add Effect. Image Fill. Choose. I got, green striated green here. I got this green brown, which is nice. I throw that in there. I don't like that. Let's go choose. It's mad at me because I did too many things. Sometimes it does that. It gets lost. Let's go. There we go. They're coming back. Here we go. Green striated. It's a nicer green. Very striated though. But it's alright. And then deselect. Get our little stem here. Choose. And you can go with that green brown. Something a little lighter maybe. More screen. And just move that like that. There we go. Alright. That's just showing glass fills and Pixelmator. I mean, the Mac, it was $50, and it's a lifetime. So here you see this is still selected. So you want to select all, right? Just to deselect that. And then you could take this, do your Shift Command 4. You have to go up here, go sometime in here so you can grab it. Like that. And then we're going to go back to Pages. That's it. I think I'm getting this. Okay, Pages. Okay. I think we're in Pages. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and a new page. Paste it. Again. Remove background. This is basically for display purposes. Done. What I like to do is in a style, say a little drop shadow. It kind of makes it pretty. So this is just stained glass pattern. You put this on Etsy for Easter. I think you'd sell a few. Right? Here as well. Here, this is your original. That's your pattern. This is your colorized rendition. You can do sizes. Let's go back to the pattern. Let's bring it down to 100%. So we're actually looking at a page. Like if you printed this, you're gonna go. So that's right dead center. Okay. Doesn't look like it, but this distance from here is the same. So here you want to go into Arrange, and it'll give you your true width by height, which is 5 by 8.72. So what you can do, say, all right, I like 5. Let's make this 9. Or you say, well, that's too stretchy. Let's freehand it. 5 1/4 by 9. So that would be your actual pattern now, 5 1/4 by 9. And that's just like eyeballing it up. I think that's a nice aspect ratio. So here you have 5 1/4 by 9. You want to go here, arrange that, 5.25 by 9. So it's going to be the same thing. Find the center here. There we go. As your pattern here. What I like to do is take that now. This has a PNG background. You copy it. You go to your pattern. You paste it. Oop. I'm going to constrain. You have to constrain properties so it doesn't do that change. Put it like that. You can display it on the side. Yeah, you can do something like that. Yeah, there's your pattern. This demonstration is to help other people who do Etsy or patterns, and you have a Mac. It's all there, and I can make this pattern, this flower. I go to document. You could change this to any size you want. I mean, I can make it literally any size. To make it 36 by 18. I mean, you can go. Let's see. Anyway, why can't I do that? Document. Well, in any event, I think it's because I know what I have other documents open. You can make this page 24 by 36 inches if you want, and then make this a giant flower. You could also, work with it. We can copy it. Go back here. We could delete this now because we're done with it. I know I like to save it, but I have it on paper. Not too much open. So you really. Whoop, this one's not locked either. Format. So you like that. So I was telling the girl I was working. I'm trying to forget her name now, but she's the one who was looking to do this. I said, well, you could take that design element of that lily and work the other part into it, or you could do things like a shape, which this is a circle. You can make it an oval. Here you select that oval. You go style, no fill, border, line. Make it 3. And what you can do, put your lily in a border. Change the size of it. Say, I don't like it that big. That. Now you see that this has got a chop in it because it's in front. So I'm going to send it to the back. Send it to the. Oh wait, you know what? This is PNG. That's right. So what you could do is, instead of keeping it as a PNG, you're going to go copy, new page, paste. We're going to keep it as a flat image. Basically, this is now no longer. I mean, it's a PNG here, but I copied it as a flat image. I'm going to get rid of this one. Paste it. You're going to remove the background just to get rid of the outer area. Right? And then now it's going to superimpose on top of that oval, where you can make changes, do what you want to do. So, kind of clean it up. You can do something like that. There's an easy way of taking this oval, you copy it. It's Command C, paste it, and then do an oval on an oval. So you have an oval border. These lines that show you it's lined up are very helpful. Do something like that. Let's make sure it's centered. Alright. Whoop. So now we gotta go send this one to the back because it chopped that line there. Do something like that. Then you could also copy it like that. Oh, I don't think we're right. I think my border's off. There you go, that's right. You know, copy it. This is working with pages. You got to understand flat versus no background. So we have this. So what I want to do is put lines in this oval border. So I'm going to go new page. Alright, and you're going to go remove background. You're going to reset it because it took too much away. And we'll do that. And then we're going to take the oval background out. Alright, go done. See what this is? This is now a flat image, but with a transparent oval. So if you take a shape like a line, and it'll tell you where the center is. And make that to 3, and then left mouse click, send it to the back. Look, now you have an even break in the border. Right? You can copy it, Command C, paste it, arrange. We're going to bring that to 90%, which is straight up and down. Let's get it centered. I think that's centered. Should be. Yeah, that's centered. Like that. Right, and then send to back. And you can still select it. There's a fine-tune mode here, which is really important. If you find yourself, it's just not the right length, don't worry about it. See, I got this line is selected. I got a little heavier, so we don't have to clean that up again. But this line is selected. All you do is left mouse click it, make it editable. We don't need that. It's going to make the boxes red, so you can move it ever so gently. If you're really concerned about it lining up. So you see I just made it so it's perfect. This one too. Make editable. That one's already on the line. Man, my eyes are going bad. Also, somebody's calling me. Yeah, we didn't have enough background removed. I'll call her back. That's how you do that. And then you can also put a drop shadow just to give it a little defining edge. Here, if you ever want to, okay, yeah, you can go image, remove the background again, and come in here, and automatically it'll put that shadow in. Just to show other things. Oops, actually we don't want to do that because then we're going to see that line behind there. You can do that copy and paste thing, and then whoops. See, we got this one. We're going to undo this one. Anyway, You get the point. Actually, move the background. I just want to remove that. Done. Huh. Send to back. No. Send that to back. Yeah, sometimes you can mess up like I'm doing. But yeah, the options, there's so much you can do. Um, I was playing around too much, but as well, you can make this image flat, draw some lines to it, put it back into your drawing app, correct things, remove background, do what have you. Just looking at this, I could see I got heaviness with shadows I really don't want. So you can select that, right, and then like that, delete, paste it again, and go back into remove background. We don't want to reset because it did too much. And just get rid of some shadows that you really don't want. Right, you can do that. There's so much you can do. You can also, print this. You can tone down the whole thing, print it, and re-gel pen the whole thing. Um, but anyway, taking a pencil sketch and digitizing it, that's pretty much what this demonstration was for. And I hope to help somebody. I'm sure it did. You could see how it's cleaning up those areas. So some people, they get a little antsy. Oh, the lines are too thick. I mean, I could bring this back, which I would if I published this pattern. I would get rid of some of this heaviness because it didn't transfer right. For some reason, going back and forth. Maybe because I have the app open. Let's see. Okay, I think we're here. There's just too much going on. It's getting a little confusion. There's confusion going on. Oh, see, the phone call killed that one. All right, so I'm going to hang on this one. And again, it's Mac or Apple Pages. My computer is a Mac Mini. It's nothing crazy. It's just it's nice, but it's free. Pages is free. The Pixelmator Pro is a few bucks, but it's well worth it. It's the takes a little practice, but you make stuff like that. That's how I do my patterns. I mean, they don't just pop on paper. They don't show themselves. Hey, I got a pattern. So sometimes some of them go quicker. This one took longer because I was explaining, but then you could move on to something else or come back before you publish it. So I want to make this change, make that change, and you could do that. So the whole point is once it's digitized, the hand drawing, you can do that. You can make those small changes or adapt things easily enough. And when it's saved in a Pages document, when you pull it up, it's going to be right where you left it off. And also in Pages, you can go File, Export to. I guess you can see that. That's good. You export to PDF, and it'll it'll save all these pages. I don't want to because this isn't complete. Wow, open recent. I got Lotus Heart. See here I have the this one's actually, I could work on it. It's if I do a simple thing, like say that, move it, see now it becomes edited. And it'll tell you, you say, oh, you made a change. This, I numbered it. So this is 4 pages. I got a little, shape diversion here over this one, a little wider, narrower, numbered, unnumbered. This is actually in PNG. If you have, what I have done, folks that have crickets, I've given them the pages document. I don't like doing that. I've also opened this up, exported it as a PNG because you can file, export to images, which I already have all of it, and then you can go ahead and export as PNG. PNG is fine. I may start doing all PNG, but for now, I believe JPEG is more user friendly. Basically the sizes of the files are a lot smaller too, easier to work with. If you have a Cricut machine, I've downloaded the software. It's real easy to do. You import your JPEG, and then you just select what you want removed. It takes you 5 minutes. Pattern like this, literally 5 minutes. It select, and it'll take that away. So there's really, I could offer PNG, but again, it's a file hog for me. It's like, you know what? You want me to cut the glass for you too? So that's kind of where I am with that. And I don't mean to be rude or weird, but if you really insist on having a PNG, I'll send it to you. But in Cricut, the Design Studio, it is so easy to do. It is. I didn't go that far into it, but I believe you can resize and flip it, flop it, and do all that. So if you have Design Studio, if it's on an iPad or computer, what have you, just get used to it. If you're doing stained glass, you want to print your own patterns, you should know the ins and outs on software. That's it. Now, Mr. Grouch. Okay, I'll let you go. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in, like, and subscribe my channel. You'll see more of this kind of content. And with that, I'd like to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And for Jewish folks, Happy Hanukkah. It's today. I don't know how to speak in Hebrew, but yeah, Happy Hanukkah. All right, and everybody else, will see you on the forum, Facebook group. And I'm going to stop recording. Have a nice day.